Hello everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here. I'm going to be casting game number 2 of the 5th WCG American Qualifier. Spawning up in the top center is currently up 1-0. If you didn't watch that last game, he shows you how to hold off a 4-gate on the map Crossfire. Anyways, it is VT giX making this series 1-0, and basically this is a best of 5, so both players are definitely not out of it yet, but the momentum got to be favoring giX in this last game. He's got to be feeling good after holding out that 4-gate so flawlessly. I mean, there's really not a situation where he was in a lot of trouble, only lost a couple of drones. But if there's anyone who can come back from losing a first game, it is going to be this Protoss player right here. It is Liquid Huck. He's asking if this is the MLG version of the map just because of the close spawns have been removed, and giX is very nicely saying yes, so that means that Huck is going to scout right away, and he was not able to spot that Overlord. However, his probe is headed up there, so he knows exactly where his opponent's going to be here in just a moment. Once again, doing that extractor trick just to get out a drone a tiny bit earlier. You can see this drone will finish earlier than these two, and just gives you a little bit of minerals, and also every single drone as Zerg. So vital, because later your larvae are going to be used for attacking units rather than drones. Looks like Huck is going to do his characteristic harassment of the mineral patches. This just allows him to delay the mining on one mineral patch, and it is pretty frustrating. You can see there the drones are kind of change their path, just mess with the AI a little bit. And now Huck's going to attack that spawning pool, which I don't care. I don't know if you guys have ever tried destroying a building with a taser, but that's pretty much what a probe has to do. Takes quite a long time, so instead is going to go back to mining these minerals to delay that as much as possible. His APM is always so high in the early stages. 272 microing this probe around, making sure that these units cannot mine effectively. There we go. Messes up the mining path there. This is really frustrating for Zerg players, although now he has a mouthful of minerals, so he can't do that anymore. He instead will have to attack the drones. Now we do have one gas on the way. I was wondering where the second one is. Well, it's in the Protoss player's base, so now Huck will most likely have to either expand, or we'll see what he has planned. This probe is lingering for quite a while. He's also going to be harassing the expansion here. He set it to patrol, so he does have plans for this probe. I doubt it'll be a pylon. It could be, but just with Zerglings on the field, it doesn't delay that expansion very long. We have a Cybernetics core going down, so again, pretty standard stuff here. It's just he's very going to be annoyed by this extractor. One thing that's even more annoying for Protoss is you have to put your first Zealot to block your ramp unless you get a perfect read on your opponent, and then you have to use a Stalker or something, which just takes forever to kill off that building once it does finish. Is he going to cancel it and scout around? It's pretty close to finishing, and he does cancel it. And looks like Huck was able to steal that, but the drone is still going to be alive. He does get sliced by that Zealot once, which I think we all remember the poor drones that scout around getting slapped in the face always once by the Zealot, and the Zealot says, "Get out of my house." But both players were able... Oh, did he save that probe or did he lose it? Let's look at these little Zerglings. He doesn't have a kill, and he doesn't have a kill either. So that probe, I don't think he lost it. Yeah, he did not lose that. 75 minerals for that extractor trick, which just always kind of cracks me up. And so right now, I mean, this is pretty standard openers for both players. I have to mention close by air spawns can always play a huge role. We do have 3 gateways being thrown down. Look at the positioning of these gateways. It's going to be so difficult for an Overlord to scout this. This is a very well thought out positioning. Now, the only thing you have to worry about is a Zergling slipping in there. Now, Huck is revealing that he plans to fast expand here. He's going to be killing off the supply depot. And still, a lot of people ask what this is for. This is just to prevent from getting walled in, especially for Zerg players, because bunker walls and pylon walls are being heavily used against them. So that is just to prevent that. Now, right now, Huck does have a lot of probes on gas. He actually has 4 on this guy, so I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. But it'll depend on if he pulls these probes off or not, because right now, he will have a lot of gas, which usually you do get out a couple of sentries, but a lot of times you'll pull off probes to get your expansion up earlier, although it looks like he will be just fine. He is going to expand off of just a couple of sentries. Sometimes you'll see players wait until about 4 sentries. Huck is comfortable, though, getting that expansion out much earlier. The Zerg player has his expansion up and running now, is powering drones as well as working towards roaches with an Evo chamber mixed in, so maybe going for that +1 attack. And it does look like the warp gate's now done, so Huck can put on a little bit of pressure here if he wants. He is going to have to kill this Overlord. He did not have a pylon in position to kill that. This other Overlord needs to get away. If you're wondering what I meant by that, there's not a pylon in position to spot the Overlord. Obviously, pylons do not kill units, unless, of course, you're a pylon. Now, it does look like Huck being aggressive here off of this 3-gate. He has just enough Zealots to essentially one-shot those drones, and You can see giX taken completely by surprise by this. He is going to lose the queen if he's not careful. He has absolutely no units on the field at all, only 2 Zerglings, and this is taking him way by surprise. Oh man, Huck is just going to get the momentum right back into his favor. This Zerg player not prepared for this at all. He is supply blocked right now. giX crumbling under this pressure. You can see he's making 6 overlords. Oh no, that is not good at all. And now he's going to be forced to pull drones. Once again, the queen in a terrible spot. And Huck getting the most one-sided win I've seen in an extremely long time. Oh my god, this is bad. Basically what happened here is giX got way too excited with the amount of drones he got. He's going to lose this expansion. And there's going to be the GG. More of a G for game. Not so much a good game because giX did a common Zerg mistake is to scout, think you know what's going on, and then you say, oh, I'm just going to make drones this whole time. He didn't have a single spine crawler. He had no roaches ready. He cut Zerglings. Basically what he was gearing up for was taking an early third and having a huge macro advantage with tons of drones. But, I mean, honestly, Huck scouted that and just punished it straight up. So, Huck knows what's up. So now this is all tied up 1-1. Usually you won't see a Zerg player die like that, but a lot of times if a Zerg player tries to cut corners, you can cut your hand off. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Man, I said the name guys a lot.